What's good, Cancer Squad? I am here with your very first monthly, and I'm so excited. Y'all know one of my best friends is a Cancer, very familiar with that Cancerian water. That tsunami, should we say. But I am really, like I said, excited to be doing this for you all. I've already pulled your spread. We've got a 5 card spread, 1 card for every element, and then you've got a message from Spirit. We're going to go ahead and start first with the bottom of the deck because my Cancer friend, came through strong and said, "What's good?" Otters are known for comfort, and for us, that's one of our little inside jokes. So, shout out to you, my Cancer friend. I see the otters. I see you. So, moving right along, first card out, message from Spirit. You've got change. This is 2 of fire. No, this is 2 of earth. Sorry. um, this is just basically telling me, if you look at this tree, excuse me, so we've got the 4, which has a bunch of roots, and it has, you can see the bottom of the tree, but you can't exactly see like the branches and the leaves. So that card talks about being really rooted, not being shakable no matter what happens to the leaves or the branches. With this card, this lets me know, since we are looking at the leaves and the branches, those are the things of change. Those are the parts of the tree that actually change. They move, they die, they grow. That's what we can see. So what's happening right now, even though you might feel very rooted, you might feel very secure, you can see a lot of change. This could be change in your job. This could be change in a relationship, change with friends, family, moving, any of those things. It's basically just saying, allow that to happen. A lot of things have to change and die, especially in this crazy time we're in order for new things to grow. I know so many people who, are losing their jobs, but they want to be creatives, they want to be artists, they want to be healers, and they are kind of being forced into doing what they actually love. So for you, Cancer, I do feel like this change is coming not only to teach you how to stay in your flow, you are the sign of, going with the flow, but also how to not only flow but enjoy the change. Relationships, especially, with signs who are a little bit more free flowing, relationships tend to change often. There are a lot of people who, they need a friendship to look a certain way, where I know a lot of water signs who are like, I'm cool as long as I talk to you once a year. You know what I mean? So just prepare for relationships to change, good change and bad change too. This card is ruled by Jupiter, which means change in order to expand, again, in order to grow. So you might even be seeing changes as far as a lot of abundance or a lot of new things coming in, things being offered to you that weren't necessarily offered or presented to you before. So change is not always a bad thing. I know you guys are pretty good with change as long as it's not a forced change. So congratulations on whatever is coming in to move you. Just remember, all of the things that are changing are meant to, in order for things to grow and for that tree to be beautiful and green again. And then you've got Earth. You have got, what is this? Exploration. 3 of fire. So it's funny because this card, actually, as you can see, it has the sun in Aries. You've got the sun, and then you've got Aries down in the corner. So this is basically saying, especially right now, we are in Aries season. It's time for you, with this change, to explore. If you've recently lost a job, go out and explore being a creative. Go out and explore all of the things you've been considering. It's a good time to do it. So literally, take off. Take off. And it's a rocket, so it's not like take off and do something small. This is like take off and do something big. Make a big change in your life. Change your entire trajectory if you have to. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's literally telling you it's time to change. It's time for you to go explore, and especially in the physical. Go out and do new things when we're not locked down anymore. Until then, explore from your couch, explore from your explore page. And water, you've got disappointment. So with this change, I feel like some of you might feel a little drained, as you can see. Like, if work isn't going right, relationship, family, all of the above don't seem to be going right. It seems like there's still like a little puddle of emotion left back there, but as far as where you're at, dried out. You're done. You definitely are feeling, I would say, especially like disappointment heavy, and it could be from all the change. Disappointment in the sense that things didn't exactly turn out the way you wanted them to. Disappointed in the fact that, you know, you saw your life going one way and then all of a sudden it got thrown left, and now you're like, well, damn, I don't know what to do. Disappointed because, you know, family members might not be pulling up for you the way you need them to. Friends might not be there for you the way that you need them to be right now, especially physically, because we all locked the hell down. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of disappointment in the fact that there's so much change. And maybe that's why you need to go out and explore and do new things, so that your mind isn't constantly stuck and focused on what has changed, what hasn't gone right, what you don't like about this change. I know it's disappointing, especially when it's not invited. But Cancer, your fish don't belong wherever you were. Okay, it's dried up, it's dead, it's gone, it's not there for you anymore. Okay. In the element of air, to brighten that up, you do have the sun. I love this card, especially with all the sunflowers. Sunflowers chase the sun, so this is basically saying, especially in these times of change, you know, sunflowers come in the summer. Sunflowers come when it's the brightest. They come when, you know, things are looking up. So it's time for you to embrace that change and reach for the sun. Like, I know a lot of unwanted change really fucking sucks. I know it. But on the other side of that, again, I told you guys, I think some of you guys have really been thinking about doing other things, becoming creatives, becoming artists. Hell, going from a 9 to 5 to a 2 to 6. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the change is, if it's work, if it's a relationship, if it's some sort of financial shift, if it's some sort of familial. I really can't tell, but what I can say is whatever it is you've been thinking about, that's the right direction for you to go. That's where your light is going to shine the brightest, and that's where you're going to find the most, you know, valuable exchange, because your light can shine the brightest, and also that sun will illuminate a lot of parts of you that you haven't necessarily been in touch with because you weren't afforded the opportunity to while you were stuck at a 9 to 5, or while you were in a shit relationship that didn't allow you the freedom, or you weren't allowing yourself the freedom to do the things that you've always wanted to do. Last card out in the element of fire, you've got the Devil. Y'all looking to try to create some trouble. Y'all are kind of like, okay, well, shit, if everything has to change, I'm either going to drink my way through it, or I'm going to use sex to get through it, or I'm going to do some wild ass shit to get to where I want to be, considering I have to change. If I have to change, this is what it's going to look like. That's all good and fine. Please remember, though, that the Devil card represents a lot of oppressive force. It represents a lot of attachment bonding, which is dangerous. I always tell people, you know, the more attachment you have, the more the devil can puppet string you and kind of use you for whatever the case may be. The less attachment you have, the less hold you have on things, the less you can be penetrated, the less you can be controlled. So with that, yes, drink, have fun, do your thing, keep it safe, be mindful, don't be doing wild stuff every single day, Cancer, okay? But also, I mean, just think about the ways that you are creating oppression in your own life. Are you a force that tells yourself no all the time? Or are you a person who constantly has a guideline for yourself that really limits you? Really get in touch with the things that oppress you at this point. If it's, again, we talked about jobs, people, relationships, family. If any of those things are really oppressive forces in your life, you really need to look at that and say, okay, A, why? B, what are you going to do about it? How can you use this sun energy that you've been thinking of to help to get you out of such a dark space? If you struggle with certain things, depression, any sort of like mental health issue, if you've had suicidal thoughts, if you have a problem with alcoholism, sex addiction, things like that, now is really a good time to try to get to the brighter side of that, get to the other side of those things. Like I said, the devil really likes to play up on our weaknesses. So now is a good time to try to get to the bottom of our weaknesses, especially when we're fearful, vulnerable, we're in a season of uncertainty. Now is a really good time to get clear about those oppressive forces and how you can kind of combat that with your own self-mastery. All in all, it doesn't surprise me. Cancer, this is such a spread for you. Somebody's telling you have to change, so now you're just gonna get the jetpack and go. You said, all right, since I gotta change, this is stupid, so I'm gonna hop in the rocket ship and I'm out of here. And I'm gonna have a drink on the way. That is such Cancer energy while looking toward the sun all at the same time. You guys are a complex bunch, but I love you nonetheless. Please let me know how you guys feel about this reading. If you want me to go more in depth, if you feel like, you want a different spread, you want a different deck, whatever you feel below, just please keep it respectful. I do have a Fire Mercury. It is in Aries. We are in Aries season, so I'm ready. Nah, but for real, again, just let me know how you feel. Let me know if you like it, if it resonates. If it doesn't, that's cool too. Check out a video for your moon, your rising sign, Venus, Mercury, Mars, whatever. And I'm so sorry for getting you guys out the very last day of the month, but I promise you guys will be the very first for April. I won't be selfish and do Taurus first, I promise. All my Cancers, stay groovy. Thank you so much for checking it out. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I hope it wasn't too long-winded. All the other videos have been right around 20 minutes. For some reason, your guys' was short, sweet, to the point. I feel like that's all y'all needed out of me. And I love you. Stay well, keep it groovy, and I'll see you next time.